I'm thinking about like just even with my sister passing away when I was only 17, about to be 18, and she was only 19. And I was getting ready to go to college. And I went to college. I kept my grades up. And I think people were like, how are you still going? Because they knew how devastated I was. And so I learned perseverance a long time ago. And we just can't give up. Hey guys, it's me, Talia Arisa Gibson. You can call me Tag for short. And welcome to my channel.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Today I have some breakfast. Yes, breakfast, guys. It's been a while since I had breakfast on my channel. I think the last time was Big Belly Bob's breakfast challenge, and I think that was the only time I had breakfast on there, on here. And I think this will just be the second time. So yeah, here we go with some breakfast. So let me tell you what I have. I have some homemade pancakes, and if I told you the secret, I'd have to kill you. I'm just kidding. But I am definitely a pancake person, more than anything else. But I do like waffles sometimes and French toast, but definitely pancakes. And I have some of the maple vegan sausage from Morningstar that I had still, and then eggs. And on the eggs, I have salt, pepper, red pepper, give it a little kick. And so I'm going to say a prayer and we can get started. Dear God, thank you for this food I'm about to eat. Thank you for this day. I ask you to be with my viewers, keep them happy, healthy, and safe. In your name I pray. Amen. Amen. Okay, so I have some syrup that I've warmed up over here. The butter is already kind of soaked in, but let's get the syrup on here. All right, guys, let's dive in here. It's a bite for you. When you haven't had pancakes in a while, it's such a delicious treat. That Morningstar meatless sausage is good. I like it. Yeah, I'm hungry. First meal of the day. And it's almost 1 o'clock. So there was a challenge I wanted to do, but I was gonna order the food because I don't really buy like steak, and I needed it for this challenge. So, because I don't really eat a lot of beef. Well, I guess I should tell you why I couldn't go to the grocery store. So, today, I would usually be at work at this time of day. But we had ice falling last night and a little this morning. So they canceled school and things like that. So I was going to order food from a restaurant to do that challenge I wanted to do. But the problem with that is that places were closing because of ice. So I could not even order the food, which makes sense. You don't want people on the road delivering food and getting in an accident trying to get somebody their food because they don't want to leave the house. So it makes sense. I'm looking out the window because I thought I saw the sun coming out, but it's not. Still hidden by the clouds. That's good. Still have my peach nectarine ice. It takes me like a couple days to drink these because I just want a little carbonation. But you can't keep it too long, otherwise it won't have any carbonation. But this one is okay, the peach nectarine. It's not my favorite. I don't think I would buy that one again. Whew. Starting to feel it. It's like you start eating fast because you're so hungry. And then it starts to hit you. Woo. Starting to hit me. I was so hungry I didn't even do a thumbnail. And I definitely cannot do it now. Struggles of YouTube. Sometimes you just get hungry and you forget. So I wanted to talk a little bit about staying encouraged and perseverance. One of the things that being on this channel and making a decision to be a content creator, one of the things that I've learned from this experience is the power and the importance of perseverance. It's one of those things that you learn because you can get discouraged in these YouTube streets. But at the end of the day, you have to remember why you started. So for me, I think about when I first decided that I wanted to be more of a content creator, because I've had a YouTube channel for a long time, but it was just a channel. So it was a channel that I watched other people's videos through. Sometimes I would post like singing stuff, then I would delete singing stuff. And years ago I had a whole a different channel, and it was all like music, me singing cover songs on camera, me writing songs and making songs on camera. And that was back in the day when YouTube was becoming a thing. And so I was all into like the YouTube singers, like Fat, who a lot of people now know as Dondria. She got signed by So So Def, and she sings the song, "You're the one for me." And that, I'm not going to sing too much of it, but she was on YouTube as just a content creator, just singing and eating, and she got a name as Fat because she was so small, but she ate all the time, and she was always singing, her and one of her friends. And then I started watching like Esme Denters. She was also like on YouTube just singing, and I think she's from where's she from, like the Netherlands, somewhere around there. I can't remember exactly where, but somewhere around or like that. But it wasn't like London. I'm trying to remember where she was from, but she was very popular on YouTube as a YouTube like singer. She would cover songs and stuff like that. And then I would watch who else? Like I even remember when Chloe and Halle were little girls and they started making YouTube videos and stuff. And so that's how I kind of started a long time ago, just being someone who tuned into all the music stuff on YouTube. And really, I didn't know anything about the mukbang community when it first originally started, as far as blowing up on YouTube. Because, I mean, it's been around in the Asian culture for a while, and it's really where it came from. But then, of course, Americans kind of jumped in on it. And with YouTube, it's very easy to do so. So the very first mukbang video that I watched was actually by Beloved. And it was by just coincidence. I don't know how her video popped up. I think it was just like in the recommended, like when you first log into YouTube, you'll see these videos that are like being recommended by YouTube or whatever. So I think that's how I got an interest in it. That was probably almost 4 years ago, maybe 3.5, almost 4 years ago, when I saw her video, one of her videos, and then I watched the video and I just thought she was bubbly, and I was like, this is really cool. And then I saw the views and stuff like that, and I was like, I love food, I love to eat. And they were doing, her and her family, they were doing challenges, more so back then than they do now, of course. And so I was like, oh, that would be fun to do, like a good kind of outlet or creative thing. I started watching her, and then of course, as you were watching her, you start learning about other ones. And so I was watching, and then there was YouTube drama with content creators and stuff like that. And she ended up having to be a little bit more cautious about who she did collabs with because of some of that stuff. But yeah, so like that's how I came across what a mukbang actually even was. And then I started learning about kind of the history of it and checking out some of the Asian mukbangs and stuff like that. And I'm saying Asian because I don't want to say like a specific country and then get it wrong, because you have Korean, you have Vietnamese, Chinese, different things. So just keeping that part in mind. But anyway, I was just kind of watching, and then I just became a supporter, and I started watching her. I started watching her son when he developed his channel, Zaddy Chunk Chunk. And then from there, just started branching out to watching other YouTubers. Like Nikocado Avocado, what's her name? Kim. Then I started seeing stuff about ASMR and learning about that, and so it was just kind of like, oh, this is a really cool creative outlet. And so I just started watching YouTube videos. And then I was like, I would love to start a channel, like, well, not start a channel because I had my channel. I just hadn't had really a lot of content on it. And so at the time, I think I probably had like 80 something subscribers, maybe from some of the music stuff, but I really wasn't on YouTube like that often. So in 2020, I was watching another video by Beloved, and she was talking about like, now's the time. If you want to start your YouTube channel, like, why not start? You have the time and all of that. So I was like, you know what? I'm working from home, having to log into Zoom. When I'm not on Zoom, I'm just working and doing stuff. And if I finish work, I'm just here. So I was like, I could start a channel. And so I did. I just started buying groceries that I normally wouldn't buy so many groceries, but buying that, and cooking like during lunch breaks, like actually going in the kitchen and cooking and preparing things for like mukbangs and stuff like that. And so that's how I got the interest, really. And so what I'm saying is, it's been a journey for me because it hasn't been like fast growth for me. I'm not quite even at 700 subscribers. And what I'll say to people, it can get discouraging when you're like so close and like you have those moments where it's like all these subscribers and then it's like, oh wait, what happened? And so I know for me, it's all about perseverance. Like my journey is my journey, someone else's journey is their journey. And I believe that the same God that blesses someone else is the same God that can bless me. I remember a pastor saying that one time several years ago when I was sitting in a church service. He was talking about how like sometimes you'll see somebody driving this fancy car and you might want that car and you might say, well, God, why are you blessing that person with the money or with the job or with the finances or whatever to be able to get that car? And what you really should be saying is, wow, that's a blessing. Like, congratulations. The same God that blessed you is going to bless me one day. Like, you have to see it that way. Like, it may not happen as quickly for you, but you still have to persevere if it's something that you enjoy doing or you want to do. And I will say, for me, it's a creative outlet. I love learning how to edit. Like, I watched videos, I researched, like, how do you use this, how do you use that? And so it's been a learning experience for me, and there's still a lot left for me to learn. My next step is really moving to using the actual camera, because I've been recording on my smartphone and it gives pretty good quality, but I would like to have my phone off of the tripod and have an actual camera there. And so that'll be a whole different journey, just using maybe like Adobe Premiere or something like that to edit and kind of upgrading. Now that I've really learned iMovie pretty well, it's almost like I'm at a point now where it's limited, because it's like there's so much more that I would love to learn or do with editing, and I feel like I've kind of learned as much as I can with iMovie. And so to me, it's like kind of fun and adventurous to I won't even say kind of. To me, it is fun, and I'm learning and developing new skills. And so you kind of have to find the positive in all of it. I know it can be really discouraging, but you have to remember your why and why you're doing this, because a lot of times the discouragement can come from comparisons, and not always, but sometimes you might look and say, oh wow, like look how fast this person's growing, or look how fast this person got their 1K, or look how fast this person got monetized, or whatever it might be. But the same God that blesses them is the same God that can bless you, and it will happen in due time. For me, it's a lesson in perseverance and not giving up. I have always continued to continue to work. I'm thinking about, like, just even with my sister passing away when I was only 17, about to be 18, and she was only 19. And I was getting ready to go to college, and I went to college. I kept my grades up, and I think people were like, how are you still going? Because they knew how devastated I was. And so I learned perseverance a long time ago, and we just can't give up. Now, there's some things that I've done and I decided, you know what, that's not really what I want to do. And I've changed direction and I decided not to go that way. That's different. If you're on YouTube and you decide, you know what, this isn't really what I want to do, this isn't really me, or the mukbang part, maybe that's not really who you want to be, or whatever it might be, that's okay. For me, I'm a mixture. I've always been a mixture of things I enjoy. And I know that could potentially be why I've had slower growth, because I do dab into other things, not just the eating. And that's just me. Like, that's who I am as a person. I've always been someone who had multiple interests and many interests. And maybe I will decide on one at some point. But I think for me, I had to kind of, let me try this and see what it is that I enjoy most. And that's okay. I think everybody's journey is different. It's not a competition for me. It's not about trying to outdo or beat anybody, because at the end of the day, there's room for everybody. I always hear people, and I hate when they say this, but it's not a crab in a barrel type of situation. Like, but it's not a crab in a barrel situation. We're not just trying to see who can get to the top and trying to climb up over each other's backs and trying to get out of the barrel or the bucket. Like, there is a door, or create your own door, whatever it might be, to get where you want to be. But I'll talk about some of this a little bit further, guys. I keep saying I'm going to tell that story about my sister. I just got to get in a mood to do so, because I don't cry about her a lot, but I feel like if I start really telling her story in depth, I may have to like take some breaks, because I don't want to be crying all on camera. But I know like people would understand in that situation. But her story, my brother-in-law's story, my sister became a widow and then she got remarried, and that was like a movie. And there's so much, there's stories I could tell you guys. I gotta think about how to navigate that part. But yeah, guys, just hang in there. Like, if this is what you want to do, if you want to do YouTube, hang in there and make the best of it and enjoy it. Because if you look at the numbers too much, and I know for me, like, I can be a numbers person sometimes. I'm like looking to see this or that, and I don't know, don't judge yourself based on a number, because at the end of the day, it might be meant for you to have that time with just the people you have for now before you grow further. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and always hit that bell notification so you'll know when I post. Until next time, bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.